Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Princess of Cups. This is a lot of synchronicity. This is really, it's kind of as if we're starting to see our dreams manifest in our daily life. And I kind of feel this is happening literally. Like I feel like you're experiencing a lot of synchronicity lately. And to me, it's kind of our internal psychic state that is making appearances out in the real life. You know, maybe you dream of something particular like lamps or something. And then you'll see the same kind of lamp out in your life somewhere. And lamps came to me specifically. I don't know what it is with you and lamps, but there's something, maybe that is an important symbol for you right now, is the lamp. Yeah. And I feel like this is giving you this indication that something's happening, that you're on the right path, that this is probably been building and building, feels like it's culminating in something extraordinary. Okay. And then in a more abstract way, I feel like this is representing your dreams in life, your goals, wishes, aspirations, those really huge, unbelievably great outcomes that you want, right? I think you're starting to see that they're manifesting as well. And maybe this is what we're leading up to. Let's look at some more cards. Yeah, let's put that into some context. Let's see what we've got. Well, we've got a Six of Swords. Interesting. It's kind of like this idea that everything is going according to plan. And I know that rarely happens, so maybe we've got to go with it this time, yeah? We got a Five of Wands. Maybe we're used to the struggle. We've got a 10. See, the 10 is very interesting because I think we were going about something in a certain way. Once we let go of that, everything is starting to harmonize. Okay? So I don't know what this is, that if you recently got out of a situation, you recently made a big change somewhere. Okay? And that allowed more harmony for this dream to manifest. Now it's kind of like, now everything's going according to plan. Now we're in harmony. But first we've got to let that go, right? And we've got a 5. Ooh, interesting. Fives. Fire and earth. With the fives, right? Sometimes like the fives, for me at first this was kind of saying that we expect things to be a struggle, but now they're really not. Right now everything seems to be going according to plan. Where's the struggle that you're expecting, right? And then with the Five of Pentacles at the top, it does feel like there is there's an improvement that you're making somewhere. Yeah. And this now, these two cards together, fire and earth, this becomes your effort to improve this situation. That you feel so confidently about this, especially now that everything's in harmony, there's nothing getting in the way. Your heart and your mind are in it, are together. There's unity, there's ambition, there's a smooth flow to things right now, right? And the Seven of Wands as well. Now, this is the struggle. This kind of says that if you're in this kind of harmony, there's no challenge that you cannot overcome. This is a David and Goliath situation. We all know what happened to Goliath, right? We've got a Four of Cups, a Four of Cups, a Four of Wands, Nine of Cups, beautiful. And of course, we've got the Magician. I think that there's a really, I think something amazing is coming in your life right now. I think it really is a really, really big win. It feels like this is the biggest win of your life right now. And everything is going according to plan. And we're just trying to keep in that zone. We're trying to just keep that balance, maintain that unity within ourselves, so we can get these things done that we need to get done. There are certain tasks that you're involved with right now. Yeah. There's a younger male energy that's coming through for you that has passed. I don't know if this is a spirit guide, if this is, if it's maybe it's a younger sibling. I don't know if you had like a brother or a nephew or something that passed. My condolences if that is really the case. I don't feel like this is something recent. I feel like it's been a while. Yeah. And I almost wonder if the Ten of Swords, if this is a little bit of our grief that's been holding us back in some ways. But this younger male energy that's coming through, I'm getting a B name for them. Brent, Bob, Bernard, something like this. And they're coming through, and they want to acknowledge that they see you. They want to kind of give you the thumbs up. They want to kind of give you the okay, like they're making me feel as if everything is perfectly aligned right now. And that everything is going according to plan. You need to keep going according to plan. You need to keep following these signs, symbols, and synchronicities that you're experiencing in life. And maybe this is coming through dreams, daydreams, visions, epiphanies, revelations. And I think it is this younger male energy that's acting as a bit of a messenger here. Yeah, bringing you some of these insights. And this is kind of, to me, also like the problems that you're experiencing. You won't find the solution really in the discursive thought, in the calculations, but in the dream, in the imagination, in the fantasy, in just letting your mind kind of go and letting the spirit take you, and suddenly the answer will be there. It's more through active imagination or even dreams than in the rational, logical calculations of things. Yeah. And I think this is how answers have been coming to you lately. And I feel as if this is really you harmonizing with the flow of things and really being in harmony with the plan here. And this is, to me, this is the divine plan, But let's talk about the Ten of Swords. First, I want to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to take that one. We're going to put tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. But, it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down here in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Yeah. All right, let's take a look around the room. An interesting thing is this Mercury, Magician, is the only major arcana card that we have. And so this is very important because this is you really creating your reality. But you are such a conduit for the spiritual energy, for the divine light, that you are able to wield it in magical ways, right? It's the Magician. Come on. It's also really telling me, and I know we're skipping ahead to the very end here, this is telling me that you are a very adaptable person, that you have an uncanny ability to adapt to situations, and you have this ability to utilize whatever resources are around you to make whatever you need. It's kind of that MacGyver energy, It's kind of like, and I knew someone like this when I was in high school too. A very, very smart person. His name was Drew. We lost contact over the years, though, unfortunately. I don't know what became of him. But he had this ability to really just take anything around in any situation, any room, any house, wherever we were. He could take things and basically make anything from it. You need a battery or something. Well, he knows what kind of components to put together to kind of make a battery. You want a radio or something. Like, he would just be able to put things together out of common just objects, whatever you might need. And it came in very handy. I had a 74 Volkswagen Beetle. And if you have any familiarity with the 70s era Beetles, they needed a lot of MacGyvering. We'll just say that. And I feel like you have that energy too. Yeah, I feel like you're able to take kind of common, regular things and really create what you need. You know how to use the resources that are around you. Okay. And I think this is kind of being in harmony with things. It's not a lamentation that I don't have what I need. I don't have the right tools. No, you have all the tools you need kind of right here and right here. Yeah. And I think this is really, to me, that's a big, big energy and a big part of what's going on here. But like I said, we were going to talk about the Ten of Swords. Now, this, I think, is something that we have to let go of. This might be that kind of plan that you had before where it's just like, I need exactly the right tools. I need to be in the right place. I need to have the right time, the right people around me. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. Okay. And so this is something that was very, very rigid. That we had this Ten of Swords and we were thinking, well, this is the only way it's going to work. Yeah. And I think that once we got rid of this, like almost like an expectation, then we were able to really harmonize with this flow. And I think now everything is going according to plan. Because you're not so rigidly fixed on what the details of that plan are. Does that make sense? So this is something that we're getting away from. Now this could be a way of thinking about it. But this could also be a particular situation or a place that was just not conducive to the plan that you were trying to accomplish. Okay, and I do think this is a very, very big win for you. Okay, and I think just getting away from this is the big win. Whether this is a state of mind, a thought process, a methodology, this feels like something that really was limiting you, something that was really holding you back, holding you down. Okay, and this might be just too the over intellectualization of what you're doing and what you need and how you're doing it, because we said before that it's really now the answers kind of come to you, in dreams and visions and insights and symbols, and that is how we are following our divine plan, not so much by all of the rigid calculations and the very specific things that we need, right? So we've got that major arcana energy. We've got fire, fire, fire. We've got water, water, water. We've got a little bit of air, and the air is making a huge transformation. This is the way you're thinking. This is the way you're communicating. This is the exchange of information between you and the world, you and spirit, you and yourself. And it's going from what is not working, what we wanted to try to force, whatever this could be, into this really beautiful harmony and tranquility, really. This is a very balanced card. So we've got that air, and then of course we have the earth energy up above the Five of Pentacles, and this I think is really the reason why we need the wind. Right, there's something that needs improvement. There's some huge investment, some huge bill, some expense, something you want or need, and you got to have the resources for it. The house needs fixing. The roof needs fixing. It might actually be not the roof, but the foundation of the house. Spirit's telling me there's something about the edge of the house. Like I don't know if some of the dirt has kind of washed away and the foundation's exposed. But I feel like something with the foundation is, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. There's something with the bottom of the house, is what I keep hearing, the bottom of the house. I'm thinking foundation, maybe basement or something like that. Maybe the floor, I guess, the bottom, right? Bottom of the house. But whatever it might be. I mean, this could be any kind of bills, expenses, repairs. It could be a health thing. It could be really just the necessity for us to have enough in life, to have an abundance of something, right? So that we can create the life we want, so that our existence is not limited to just struggling to survive. Okay, whatever this might be. All right, this is something that needs stabilization. It either needs a 4. Right, which is kind of the floor, the foundation, or it needs a 6, which is a lot more than just basic needs. Yeah. But either way, a 4 or a 6 would give us that position where we could then pursue other interests. With the Mercury energy here and this Magician, I feel like there are a lot of other things that you want to learn. And this really, maybe we need this big win because you want to go back to school. You want to go and specialize in something. You want to pay for a trade school or an art school, or you want to, you want to pursue some sort of higher education in your life. Okay. And I almost wonder if you're a healer of some kind, because we have, we got some good water energy here. And then, of course, Mercury, the Magician, that is a card that's all about the kind of the healing sciences, right? And then when we take the Magician and the 6 of Swords, this is the card called Science. And, of course, that's the Magician. I feel like you really are, you're a natural healer, but I feel that you have to go to school or you have to get the certification before you can really do it, like as a career. And so I wonder if that's part of this, getting that certification so that you can do professionally what you do kind of, naturally, right? I think there's something to that. I have a strong feeling there's something like that going on with you, okay? And that younger male energy is coming through, and I feel like they're making an appearance here because they want you to know that they're witnessing what's going on, that they're with you. They're acknowledging things that are happening kind of in your present life as a way of kind of reassuring you that they are still with you. Okay, and it's that younger male energy, and I think there's that B name there with them. The 5 of Wands underneath everything is interesting. It feels like you're always expecting a fight. You're expecting things to be pretty difficult. This is the card that says you're always kind of in your fighting stance, And yeah, I'm left-handed. I'm a southpaw. You're always like ready. You're always poised and braced for the battle, which I think that's a very responsible way. It's very vigilant, right? It's very ready. But I think you're being surprised here that things are a lot smoother than you expected. We're always expecting a fight. Well, let's not make everything a fight if it doesn't need to be. That's the message of this card. See, it's Saturn in Leo here. We have to be able to turn it off. Yeah. And so you have this, you're always braced and poised for the fight. Eventually you're going to get kind of worn out, right? Eventually you're going to want to stretch and get loose again. You can't be this braced. You can't hold all of your muscles so tight for very long before you get fatigued. So energetically, we need to kind of get out of this energy. You got to relax, right? Heisenberg says relax. And I think that's a big message for you, okay? Especially when we take these 2 cards together and we think of 5 and then we think of 7. If everything, if we see everything as being a nail, we feel like we got to be the hammer all the time. Right? And vice versa. If we feel like a hammer all the time, then everything we look at, every obstacle, every encounter, every experience seems like a nail that needs pounding. Yeah. So we got to get out of that energy a little bit. And I think by going right here in the middle to these 2, allowing this thing to flow, I really do. I feel like this is a really big win that's coming. I feel like we have to stay in harmony with the signs and the symbols and the messages coming in from Spirit. Okay? And I think a lot of it is this younger male energy. Now, I don't know their relation to you, but I feel like they have been appearing to you a lot lately. They have been appearing, maybe you've been dreaming about them more, right? And maybe you wake up and you feel a certain way about that, but you just kind of dismiss it. No, that is really them. They are sending energy to you. They are sending these symbols and signs to you. Okay? And it's meant to keep you on this kind of smooth path. Everything going according to plan. That's the message that I keep hearing. And, of course, we've got that 7 of Wands here in the future position. This, to me, we've talked about it in combination with other cards, but this really is your ability to overcome whatever obstacles are, David and Goliath situation. And there's a confidence here that you're going to overcome this, that you're going to have this big win. Whatever it is that we're trying to do, you're going to accomplish it. And that really is, this is very confirming. Okay. Now, Spirit's also telling me to ask about something that you won recently, like a prize or a lottery ticket or like a radio contest or like you won, or maybe it's at a carnival or, something like that, something that you won. It wasn't this kind of a big win, but it was like you won. Here's the cat to confirm. And she doesn't come down here very often, so this is kind of unique that she's here to kind of grace us with her presence. Okay, I don't want you to burn yourself, honey. Come over here. That you won something recently, like a prize of some kind, either like a lottery thing or a carnival thing, a game or something that you were playing, and then you won something. Yeah. And sometimes this is Spirit's way of just confirming the energy that we're in, offering some validation or some synchronicities for you. Okay. And if these details aren't yours, don't worry about it. Just leave them for the next person. Okay. I say we go to the path of the serpent now, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel. I appreciate that. We just passed 200,000 subscribers. Let's go for 200 more. Yeah, we're all doing this together. This is our community here, and well, I really couldn't do it without all of you. I appreciate all of you. Okay, so Four of Cups, first of all, is us calming down this 5. And really, kind of both of these 5s, but first of all, the 5 of Wands, with this feeling that we have to always be the hammer. Well, okay, bye, TT. Feeling like we always have to be the hammer. Now we're just floating. Now we're just allowing the kind of the current of this thing. The easygoing, go with the flow kind of attitude. Now we're just kind of relaxing. We're maintaining our stability, right? We're still holding ourselves up and we're still alert, but we're allowing this process to take place, and we're allowing the current, the momentum to deliver us where we need to be. Okay. And I feel like this is very relaxed. This is also kind of that self-care card, that says you need to be able to relax and replenish yourself. It really is this kind of balance and this adaptation that we need. If you imagine what would happen if you tried to climb Mount Everest, but you didn't go through the acclimatizing process, that you just tried to force your way all the way to the top. Well, you're not adapting. You're not giving yourself time to adapt, right? And so, well, we think of it with exercise and stuff too, and your weightlifting. You can't just go hard every single day. You need those rest days so that things can recover, so that things can heal and build back up, right? And so we need these periods of rest and relaxation, of recuperation. We need to be able to turn that intense energy off. And I feel it as a heat and as an intensity in your muscles, but you might also be experiencing it like tension headaches. Yeah, tension headaches. And sometimes a cool glass of water will help those headaches, right? So that's very good energy. And then also the way it relates to the 5 of Pentacles, I think, is part of this confidence. It's kind of just like, I don't need to force anything in this situation. I know that I can just travel with the flow. The current is already taking you in the right direction to fix whatever this is. So it doesn't need anxiety. We don't have to hit things with the hammer. We just relax and adapt and do what we need to do in a very efficient way. Right? The 4 of Wands here, in the position of the environment. Okay? In the position of the environment. It's about those small goals. It's kind of like saying, don't stress over the big picture because you're in the boat and the current's taking you toward your big outcome. What you need to focus on are those little things day to day that you can do. Adapting all the while to what the problem is. You don't just have your hammer and think, okay, let's go wash the windows. you have to use the right tool for the right job. And it's just kind of one thing at a time. And that's the Mercury magician energy that knows what the right tool is. Yeah. And I think this is how we achieve that big, amazing outcome that you're looking for. That big, big win that's coming. And this is how we do it. Okay? And because this is the card it's in the position of your environment, I feel like the message here is you have to be very patient with people right now. I don't know what's going on around you, but Spirit's saying, be patient with people, right? Use a little bit of this water relaxation and, give people a little bit of space. Everything's going to be just fine. Don't put too much pressure on people. Yeah. And I don't know what it is that's going on or who the other folks are, if it's family members, if it's a work thing, I don't know. I feel like you're starting to get a little bit impatient. Spirit saying, relax, right? Make sure that you be a little bit more patient than you have been. That's the message I'm getting, all right? Now, the Nine of Cups is here. This is the obstacle, really. And I think part of the obstacle is really allowing you to believe that this is real. This is the card of happiness. This is the card of pursuing your happiness, following your bliss. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. This is the life that keeps on living, right? It's the water that keeps on flowing. It's not a finite amount of happiness here. This isn't just you got your big win and okay, this is the happiness that I have. Eventually it'll run out. And what I mean is when we have an object, see, this isn't an object, this is a function, right? When we have an object and we think, okay, I got what I wanted, I'm going to be happy. That's one finite object. It's going to run out of happiness. Eventually, we're not going to feel all that happy about it anymore. We need something else. We need more, right? So the Nine of Cups is us realizing that happiness is in the process of what we do, not in what we create or what we have or what we receive for it. That finite object will lose its power eventually, a battery that runs out. Anything finite will eventually decay, right? I mean, you see that on our cell phones and the batteries that use the lithium ion or whatever. Like eventually the battery's going to deteriorate, right? It may take a while, but this is in the process of creation, not in the created, right? Because I don't really believe that there is a final concrete state of anything. Everything is energy. Everything is flowing. Everything is constantly in flux. So the concern here, I think, for you is that you will get this big win, but then you're not really going to be happy after a time goes by. It's just going to be like whatever. What you're going to realize, though, is that this is the process. It's a function, not a form. Okay? It's a function, not a form. And even the 5 and the 7, right? And this 5 up here, these are functions. The function of fixing something, the function of overcoming obstacles, the function of fighting, really, struggling, striving, right? The function of happiness, yeah. And of course, we need the periods of rest and accomplishment. We need the finite, and that's the thing with the Four of Wands. I always say this is a temporary, impermanent stability. All the fours are. It's a temporary, it's a finite thing. And we say, oh, good, it's stable. It can be stable forever. As soon as we realize that something is stable, it begins to change. As soon as we see a 4, it becomes a 5. Right? Kind of reminds me of the Tao Te Ching, right? As soon as we recognize beauty for beauty, then ugliness appears, right? But it is all relative. It is all relative. And that brings us right up to this Magician card. Because this is your perspective of things. This is what needs to happen for you to experience this Nine of Cups. It's physical, it's mental, emotional, it's spiritual, creative bliss and achievement and satisfaction, but it's the process of generating that. And yes, it is producing these things, these accomplishments. You're checking things off the boxes. The machine is producing products at the end of the assembly line or whatever. But it's in the process that is the real value. It's not in the objects, right? And what did Zach De La Rocha say? He doesn't want the G ride. He wants the machine that's making them. Yeah. And so it's in the function that has the real value, not in the products coming out the other end. I'm a huge Rage Against the Machine fan. I did hear that he watches his placements on the channel. I heard that from a friend. Shout out to Zach. The Magician, though, this is the realization of all of this energy allows you to create the kind of reality that you want. Allows you to create that existence that you want. What do you want your life to be? What's the feeling that you want your life to have? Right? That's the Nine of Cups. And we do things that bring us that feeling, that magic, that meaning, purpose, that value to life. You could be doing anything. It doesn't matter what job you have or whatever. You could be switching it up. You could be adapting to just, the changing circumstances around you. But it's how you do it and why. It's not what you're doing. Okay, let's look at the mystery card. This is getting a little bit long. We're getting a little out of hand here, I think. Okay, thank you, Tiny Bob Ross. I am expecting another major arcana card. I would like to see the Emperor, your power card, of course. Yeah, if you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I'm just thinking major arcana because we need a little something else. We got that Magician at the end, but let's see a different side of that Magician. Let's see what the situation kind of becomes now. Let's see what we got. There we go. There we go. This is the biggest win of your life. This is the confirmation of what we were just talking about with the Nine of Cups. It's in this life that you are living that has the meaning and the value, the prosperity, the abundance. It's not just in having enough to eat. It's being able to kind of continually have that feeling of, I've got abundance in my life, right? It's knowing how to fish, not someone giving you a fish, right? So this is that kind of energy. And really the Empress is saying that if you nurture and nourish this life, this feeling, this process, then it will nourish and nurture you, right? You're going to get out of it what you put into it. And this is kind of a living in harmony with that process. We are all just a process of living. Yeah. We're all energy in motion. Yeah. Anyway, this is the perfect Empress energy. I mean, come on. Couldn't get any better than this. We're going to do an extended reading, though, anyway. And if you want to watch that, there's a link at the end of the video. There's one up here. There's one down in the video description. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, bright and early. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.